Hello everyone, in this YouTube video I'd like to talk about vaccines since they're a very important issue, especially due to the COVID-19 crisis. Well, vaccines save lives. Example, smallpox and polio in children, even chickenpox in the very young and old. In 2000 there was a vaccine for pneumonia which averted 30,000 cases and 3,000 deaths in the US in the first and third years alone. In the mid-20th century, vaccines for whooping cough, measles, mumps, and rubella, and even meningitis were invented. And in 2017, Bill and Melinda Gates developed a vaccine for malaria. And we learned how to grow other vaccines like the lassa fever, which is close to ebola. And even a case was made for glaxosmithklyne vaccine against Lyme disease. And even other examples against the zlla virus. And they're very important because there's crazy cases, right? With the zlla virus, which spreads super fast, and the Spanish flu and the bubonic plague and all that stuff. So now, unfortunately, it's very expensive and a lot of time to make these vaccines, and even a low approval rate are all barriers. David Sinclair gives Natalie as an example. She's 11 and she survived Lyme disease because of high throughput sequencing and intravenous antibodies. So clearly, by tracking our health, we can know exactly that we have certain virus and what to do about it. And there was actually a breach in 2010-2018 where 110 million medical records were breached. And there's a kind of an issue between your security and your health tracking. A lot of time people worry about their security, but the amount of information that we get from these health trackers kind of outcompetes the personal safety in terms of the security. So I think it's still worth it to have all these variables tracked. And there's many things like wearable watches, implants, and even small devices can actually be used to make emergency decisions at home. An example, there's David Sinclair talks about Insight Tracker for people living in the US, which allows you to get dozens of biomarkers, which is shown in 2018 to reduce blood sugar from food recommendations, and can even get continuous glucose monitoring, which is approved in 2017. And now you don't need to even use finger pricks to get your glucose measured. And actually, I think in Canada we can actually get a lot of these markers by using a simple blood test, which can pretty much give you almost all of the markers that Insight Tracker gives you. So that's actually pretty useful. And of course, if you want to pay for extra markers that are not given in a blood test, you can do that. It will still be a lot cheaper than getting the Insight Tracker. There's even the Oura Ring, which is used to quantify and measure your sleep. And if you want to get that, that's a great one as well. Expensive, but very accurate. And so it's great to track because based on our genetics, for example, if we have a GGPD mutations, we want to eat a certain food. Or if we have celiac disease, well, the recommendations are going to be even different. And so that will allow us to clearly track what to do. And there's actually a website called 23andMe, which allows you to kind of see your ancestry and all that stuff in your genetics. And based on that, you can make your kind of recommendations. Or you can use, again, Insight Tracker, which has a DNA kit and a blood test, which allow you to do just that. So I hope this was useful.